Ladies and gentlemen, I am sad to report we are about to talk about another story, not only out of the state of Texas, which is where I live, but Houston, Texas specifically, continues to produce just the worst kind of human beings. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but I'm really ashamed as a Texas resident, but to just know how people can disregard children and disregard our babies is just unspeakable, and it is unforgivable. New details have been revealed after a father that is charged with capital murder in the death of his own 9-month-old baby. And this baby was sexually assaulted by her own father. Guys, I know this might be difficult to listen to, but I always encourage you guys to just listen with an open mind and an open heart, because nothing can compare to what this baby actually had to live through, okay? The least we could do is put some respect on this baby's name and hear her story, okay? Beautiful little girl. Houston, Texas. Authorities in Texas have arrested a man accused of killing his 9-month-old daughter. This crazy-haired dude, and I'm going to tell you guys, I've told y'all how I feel about face tattoos. Y'all see he got a big nasty. Let's go back. Let's not skip that, because I've talked about face tattoos quite a bit, and I think it applies here. He looks like a thug, he walks like a thug, and he rapes like a thug. He got tattoos on the face, and he fits the profile. Hashtag, when you date thugs, you date death. You understand? Face tattoos. The Harris County Sheriff's Office said in a news release that deputies responded to a Houston apartment complex August the 24th, only 7 days ago, after learning that an unresponsive infant was there. When they arrived, they found this beautiful baby girl by the name of Savayah, Savayah. I think that's how you pronounce her name. That baby was 9 months old and being treated by EMS personnel. The child was transported to a nearby hospital where she was pronounced dead. This baby did not survive. Harris County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to an apartment complex in the 15,000 block of West Park at 12:20 a.m. in the middle of the night regarding an unresponsive infant. Deputies said that the child was being treated by an emergency medical personnel before being taken to a nearby hospital where she was pronounced dead. An investigation was opened into the child's death. An autopsy conducted at the Harris County Institute of Forensics indicated that the child has been sexually assaulted and died due to asphyxiation during the assault. Deputies wrote in the release Monday. Hashtag, not my words. For people who want to get mad at me about me just reporting and giving my commentary on what actually happened. They talk about I don't have all the facts right. I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, I do know this. He's the biological father. Something happened to that baby. The baby was in his possession, in his care. This baby has been forensically examined in death. That shows that this baby was assaulted sexually by her own biological father. It baffles me how people can be more mad at my words and my thoughts and my feelings as opposed to saying babies' lives matter. Babies' lives should matter way more than any joke or anything that I have to say in these stories, okay? Now, homicide investigators say that they interviewed the father. Let me get his face back up here. His name is 23-year-old Louis Luna, L-U-I-S, Luna, L-U-N-A, 23 years old, and they determined that he was responsible for this baby's death. Louis Luna is charged with capital murder, and he was arrested Monday, and he is scheduled to appear in court. But I have a little bit of an update, and this update came a couple of hours ago. As I was putting this story together, this update came through. A man charged with capital murder in the death of his 9-month-old daughter was scheduled to appear before a magistrate judge Tuesday. While Louis Luna, who is 23 years old, did not appear in court because he is listed in the mental health unit, his scheduled probable cause hearing took place. Luna is accused of killing his 9-month-old daughter, Savea Mason, on August the 24th, 7 days ago. The girl, according to the details of an autopsy report cited in court, was also sexually assaulted at the time of her death. Harris County Sheriff's deputies responded to the apartment complex in the 15,000 block of West Park at 12:20 a.m. regarding the unresponsive infant. Luna lived at the apartment with his 3 brothers. I'm going to say that again. This 23-year-old grown-ass man lived at an apartment, a small apartment, with 3 other individuals, his 3 brothers, according to court documents. The baby's mother, who you guys saw in that picture, let me back it up. That's the mother, and that's the baby, and that's a beautiful little baby, by the way. Her name is Janice Mason, and she dropped off her infant at that apartment on August the 21st, according to prosecutors. Luna told investigators that Savea never left his sight while she was staying with him, prosecutors said. After the baby died, investigators determined that Luna was responsible for his daughter's death. We're going to give you guys some more details, so brace yourselves. According to court documents, he was charged with capital murder and taken into custody Monday night. Let me take a little side note. Let me say this real quick about capital murder and being charged with that. First and foremost, prosecutors generally will only charge you with that if they feel like they can absolutely get a conviction. So that's a pretty strong charge, and they're more than likely going to get a conviction against this guy. If he is convicted of capital murder, in Texas we have this thing called super aggravated child abuse laws. There's a good likelihood that he is going to be put to death. This so-called father is probably going to be put to death. And to be honest, I cannot blame the state if they choose to go that route. But at the very least, he's going to do life in prison. Now, officials say that Louis Luna claimed that he awoke to find his daughter unresponsive and tried to administer CPR. Luna told investigators the baby slept in her car seat next to his air mattress, according to court documents. I'm going to tell you guys this. I had my daughter at 24 years old, so that means I was only 12 months older than this dude. If you're going to bring children into this world, let alone have visitation with your kids, there is absolutely no reason why you should not have your situation together if you're going to spend time with your kids, that your kid had to sleep in a car seat. Let me ask this question, and I hope the mom does not get mad at me for asking a very pertinent question. To the mother, Janice Mason, I would have to ask this. That dude already looks like he's unstable. That's my first question. My first question is, did you know that he was a thug prior to you procreating with this dude? And if you didn't, why didn't you do a background check? Because you could just look him in the face or just look him in the tattoo on the face and tell that this dude is probably not going to be a suitable parent, probably does not have a job. And it makes me wonder, if you like thugs, why do you date thugs and procreate with them? I don't understand why we continue to keep making babies. If you like thugs, stop making babies. I'm just asking a question, posing a scenario. Second thing, or the third thing, wherever I'm at. Third thing, if you're going to drop your baby off to spend time with the dad, and I'm glad that she at least was trying to give the dad an opportunity to be a father, why would you not look through the apartment and check out where you are leaving your baby? I think that as a custodial parent, as the mother, it should have been your right, and you definitely should have took it as your responsibility to make sure before you leave your daughter at this house with this man who looks unstable, you could have at least checked to see where she was going to be sleeping, what she was going to be eating, and how she was going to be living in this environment. Am I asking too much? I think babies' lives matter. I don't think I'm asking too much that you should check and see where you're going to leave your baby. If you're going to take your baby to a daycare, I think you should absolutely have the right to check the bathrooms, check the kitchen, and check the play area where these kids are going to, and check the area where they're going to be taking a nap. I think a responsible parent would do these things. If you neglect to do these things and you did not know that this baby did not have a bed or have a suitable situation for your kid to be at, then you shouldn't have left your kid there. I'm just asking a question. Okay? Let me say this real quick. We got 475 people. Our goal is 400 thumbs up. Please, guys, share the memory of this baby and just click the thumbs up. I think that she deserves at least that. Okay? Please click the thumbs up. Share the stream. Let other people know that we're live. Thank you to everybody that's already done that, okay? Let's keep going. This baby slept in her car seat next to his air mattress. I have a question, and maybe some parents might get mad at me for saying this. Do we have any parents out there that believe it's okay to make babies and have babies and you don't have a bed? You have an air mattress. An air mattress is not a bed. Hello? Hello. I'm going to say it again. An air mattress is not a bed. If you do not have kids and you want to sleep on a freaking air mattress, then so be it. But if you're going to have kids, you got to be a little bit more damn responsible. Have a bed, have food, have clothing, have diapers, have formula, have wipes, have life insurance. Uh-oh. Are we going there again? Yes, we are, because they had a GoFundMe up, and we're going to talk about this damn GoFundMe here in just a moment, okay? So let's not forget about that. When he laid her down in her car seat, he buckled the straps the same way as if the baby was riding in a vehicle, and he believed that he may have had the straps too tight, which is what caused this baby's death. Sir, that sounds stupid as hell. Lying. An autopsy found that the baby's asphyxiation to have occurred during the sexual assault, according to prosecutors who cited other evidence recovered when a search warrant was executed the day after her death. Officers executed a search warrant on the 25th at the defendant's residence, and they located bloody baby wipes in a garbage bag. Stuff be making my heart, maybe it makes my chest hurt. It's hard to read this stuff. Officers executed a search warrant on the 25th at the defendant's residence, and they located bloody baby wipes in a garbage bag in the sunroom where the defendant was sleeping with the complainant. There was no diaper in the diaper bag where the wipes were recovered. Probable cause alleged. A magistrate judge opted not to rule on whether to issue a bond and instead deferred the decision to the criminal district court. A new court date was not set Tuesday. And yes, guys, there was a GoFundMe. I'm going to pull it up. It's going to lag just for a moment. So bear with me while I pull up this GoFundMe, because we're going to talk about this. And I'm pretty sure they're probably going to get a little bit upset at me for saying this. Let's show you guys this GoFundMe before I show you the news videos. Here is the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe, as you guys can see, which is how I found her name, the mother is the person who set up the GoFundMe. Yanis Mason, as you guys can see right here, is the organizer for the fundraiser for Savea's funeral. She asked for $8,000, and she has so far collected $8,360. She left a small message here. She said, "You might have heard that I'm fundraising for the burial of my 8-month-old daughter. This cause is very important to me because I was not prepared to plan a funeral for my child. I'm grateful for the support I have already received, but I'm still needing help reaching my goal of $8,000. Would you be willing to make a contribution? A gift of any amount would be greatly appreciated. It would also mean a lot if you could share my fundraiser link on social media. Even if you're unable to donate, sharing the link can help me obtain my goal. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys think that all parents should have life insurance on their kids? Because I personally believe not only is it cheap enough, you guys can go to gerberlife.com. There's so many places that you can get life insurance, but I believe that just as lawfully as you should have car insurance, you should also have life insurance on your kids, on each and every kid that you have. If you cannot afford life insurance on your kid, then you should not be a parent. I think that's pretty clear cut with what I said. Let me go ahead and give you guys the fair usage, show you guys the news videos. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it.
A judge reviewing the case of 23-year-old Luis Luna today. Some of the allegations in the story you're about to hear are disturbing.
Our Brandon Walker is live tonight at the apartment in West Harris County where that little girl was found.
Something has happened with this audio. I don't know if I can show y'all these news videos. Crap. Let me see if I can fix it real quick. Give me a moment. Let me see. The audio is not playing. Crap. Let me see. Okay, I think I could get at least one of these videos to play. So something happened that really sucks, but let me see if I can get you guys a video that works.
Now to a very disturbing story, and we do want to warn you, the details are extremely difficult to hear. A father facing a judge accused of killing his baby girl while sexually assaulting her.
23-year-old Luis Luna is facing capital murder charges. Deputies found his 9-month-old daughter unresponsive at an A-Leaf apartment complex last week.
Channel 2's Brittany Jeffers was inside the courtroom for Luna's appearance and is joining us now live. But Brittany, he hasn't gone before a judge yet, right?
Yeah, that is correct. Luna was scheduled to appear in court at 10 o'clock this morning, but according to the judge, they're running a little behind on those court dates, so that will happen sometime later this afternoon. But as you mentioned, the details in this case are absolutely horrific. And looking over those court documents that we just received in it, it says that Luna is accused of blocking the child's nose and mouth with an unknown object. And according to the Harris County Sheriff's Office, they were called out to an apartment complex in the 15,000 block of West Park for an unresponsive infant. EMS treated that 9-month-old child, but she was later pronounced dead at the hospital. According to the Sheriff's Office, an autopsy revealed that the infant was sexually assaulted and died due to asphyxiation. Homicide investigators say they believe that the baby's father, Luis Luna, is accused of her murder, and he has been charged with capital murder. Now, again, today he will face a judge. That was supposed to happen at 10 o'clock this morning, but it will now happen sometime this afternoon. Of course, we will keep you updated when we learn more. Live in downtown Houston, I'm Brittany Jeffers, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
All right, Brittany, thank you.
Also developing right now, the man accused of sexually assaulting and murdering his 9-month-old daughter remains in jail tonight.
A judge reviewing the case of 23-year-old Luis Luna today. Some of the allegations in the story you're about to hear are disturbing.
Our Brandon Walker is live tonight at the apartment in West Harris County where that little girl was found. Brandon?
And Chris, this was a probable cause hearing in magistrate court during which we learned more about the allegations against Luna. Also, what was interesting out of court today is what we didn't learn, and that is Luna's fate as far as bond is concerned. The magistrate judge today opting to save that decision, whether bond should be set, what to do with bond, for a judge in criminal district court. He says that there could be a more expansive hearing there because of the allegations at hand.
Mr. Luna, if you could please stand up.
Luis Luna didn't stand because he wasn't present to do so. In the mental health unit, we are told. We did, though, hear what this 23-year-old father is accused of doing to his 9-month-old daughter after midnight the morning of August 24th at the apartment Luna shares with his brothers.
The father of the child, identified as this defendant, was detained.
Because, say prosecutors, Luna was the last person to see the girl awake. They say he told officers he awoke to find his daughter unresponsive, says he tried CPR, also said she sleeps in her car seat next to his air mattress.
When he laid her down, he buckled the straps the same way as if she was riding in a vehicle and believed he may have had the straps too tight, and that maybe was what caused her death.
But an autopsy found the baby's asphyxiation to have occurred during a sexual assault. And prosecutors say there's evidence to back that up.
Officers executed a search warrant on the 25th at the defendant's residence, located bloody baby wipes in a garbage bag in the sunroom where the defendant was sleeping with the complainant. There was no diaper in the bag where the wipes were recovered.
Also, it's alleged scratches found around the baby's neck. Other evidence there, too, just a little too disturbing to share with you here on TV. Another aspect of this is that baby's mother. Investigators did interview her. They say that she said she dropped the baby off 3 days prior to her death to spend some time with her father. And they say she told them when she did so, the baby only had a diaper rash. So that's where that investigation stands as far as mother is concerned. No date yet set on that appearance in criminal district court. Stay with us. We'll let you.
Guys, I gotta pause it. I got one more video to show you, but I gotta pause it. We got 630 people. Click that thumbs up. Remember, our goal is 400 thumbs up. If you hit that thumbs up, it'll help share the stream. So we need a couple hundred people to just click that thumbs up. I have a question. The mother, based on what they said, I'm gonna replay this video so y'all can hear this again. It sounds like the mother left her child with this man for 3 days. He don't have a bed for himself. He don't have a bed for the child. He don't have a room for himself, and he lives with 3 other people. For 3 days? Or did I just hear that wrong? Hold on, maybe I didn't hear that right. Maybe I'm a dummy. If I were a box of crayons, maybe I'd be like maybe a navy blue, because maybe I'm not the brightest crayon in the box. But I'm going to play this video again. I want y'all to hear this and tell me if I heard this wrong. It sounded like she left this baby with a man who ain't got a job, ain't got a bed, literally ain't got a place to stay, no bed for the baby. And how the baby gonna sleep in a car seat for 3 days? Does this man even have a car? What the hell? Come on, man. Let's listen at this again.
Also developing right now, the man accused of sexually assaulting and murdering his 9-month-old daughter remains in jail tonight.
A judge reviewing the case of 23-year-old Luis Luna today. Some of the allegations in the story you're about to hear are disturbing.
Our Brandon Walker is live tonight at the apartment in West Harris County where that little girl was found. Brandon?
And Chris, this was a probable.
Remember, guys, if I heard it wrong, just post it in the chat and tell me if I heard it wrong. I want to apologize to the mother if I got it wrong, but I think I heard correctly. Let's listen.
Pause hearing in magistrate court during which we learned more about the allegations against Luna. Also, what was interesting out of court today is what we didn't learn, and that is Luna's fate as far as bond is concerned. The magistrate judge today opting to save that decision, whether bond should be set, what to do with bond, for a judge in criminal district court. He says that there could be a more expansive hearing there because of the allegations at hand.
Mr. Luna, if you could please stand up.
Luis Luna didn't stand because he wasn't present to do so. In the mental health unit, we are told. We did, though, hear what this 23-year-old father is accused of doing to his 9-month-old daughter after midnight the morning of August 24th at the apartment Luna shares with his brothers.
The father of the child, identified as this defendant, was detained
Because, say prosecutors, Luna was the last person to see the girl awake. They say he told officers he awoke to find his daughter unresponsive, says he tried CPR, also said she sleeps in her car seat next to his air mattress.
When he laid her down, he buckled the straps the same way as if she was riding in a vehicle and believed he may have had the straps too tight, and that maybe was what caused her death.
But an autopsy found the baby's asphyxiation to have occurred during a sexual assault. And prosecutors say there's evidence to back that up.
Officers executed a search warrant on the 25th at the defendant's residence, located bloody baby wipes in a garbage bag in the sunroom where the defendant was sleeping with the complainant.
I'm going to let y'all hear this part again. Let's back it up. Listen again.
Warrant on the 25th at the defendant's residence, located bloody baby wipes in a garbage bag in
Listen again.
There's evidence to back that up.
Officers executed a search warrant on the 25th at the defendant's residence, located bloody baby wipes in a garbage bag in the sunroom where the defendant was sleeping with the complainant.
We even have somebody who donated in the super chat. Thank you to the other people who donated. I'm sorry I didn't read those. Let me read this one real quick. And this is coming in from Sean. And Sean asked or said, what mom leaves her baby with a man that has no means or place for 3 days? I'm so tired of these so-called parents hurting these kids. The devil is real. I pray everything he did to that baby is done to him in jail. Thank you for your $20 super chat. If you guys agree with those sentiments, that's a very easy way to make sure that I catch your message. If you guys need to say anything, you can post it just like that. Thank you, Sean.
There were no
in the sunroom. What is a sunroom in an apartment? What the hell is a sunroom?
diaper. There was no diaper in the bag where the wipes were recovered.
Also, it's alleged scratches found around the baby's neck. Other evidence there, too, just a little too disturbing to share with you here on TV. Another aspect of this is that baby's mother. Investigators did interview her. They say that she said she dropped the baby off 3 days prior to her death.
I'm gonna rewind that so y'all can hear it again. It sounded like she left the baby there for 3 days. Listen again.
With you here on TV. Another aspect of this is that baby's mother. Investigators did interview her. They say that she said she dropped the baby off 3 days prior to her death to spend some time with her father.
Let's back it up again. Here we go. Listen again.
With you here on TV. Another aspect of this is that baby's mother. Investigators did interview her. They say that she said she dropped the baby off 3 days prior to her death.
3 days prior to her death. Meaning if he was the last person with the baby, then that means that he had to have had the baby for 3 days. Pink Table Talk said, I was wondering what a sunroom is in an apartment. I'm wondering the same thing. I'm lost. A sunroom is a small space off the porch. Off the porch? So is that outside? Oh, Lord, I'm going to have to research this. I was just down in Houston not that long ago. I can't keep going back and forth to Houston because it's just a little bit far. But damn, come on. If it's on the porch or nearby the porch, then is that outside or is it inside the patio? Man.
Spend some time with her father, and they say she told them when she did so the baby only had a diaper rash. So that's where that investigation stands as far as mother is concerned. No,
you're saying it's a closed patio. This man, matter of fact, what about let's talk about this, the apartment complex. How does the apartment complex not know that there are four adults living inside of one apartment? I'm pretty sure it wasn't a 4-bedroom apartment. It was probably a 1 or a 2-bedroom apartment. Knowing Houston, it was probably a 1-bedroom apartment. But how did they not know that it was that many people living inside of one apartment if they have to go through and do things like, pest control and check your air filter? Pest control, check your air filter. At some point, you would think that they would figure out, wait a minute, there's a whole bunch of people living in this apartment. I thought it was against the rules of apartments to allow people who are not on your lease to live in your apartment. But maybe I'm stupid.
Date yet set on that appearance in criminal district court. Stay with us. We'll let you know once it is. Live on the west side of Harris County, I'm Brandon Walker, KPRC Channel 2 News.
It is difficult to hear, Brandon. Thank you.
A very disturbing story involving the father of a 9-month-old baby girl. Investigators say that father is charged in her death as well as sexual assault. Just a warning, the details of this case are difficult to hear. Channel 2's Brittany Jeffers reports on the details of this case.
Luis Luna was scheduled to appear before a judge around 10 o'clock this morning, but according to the judge, they are running behind in the dockets. But this is a horrific case, and looking over some of those court documents, it now shows that Luna is accused of blocking the child's nose with an unknown object. Now, according to the Harris County Sheriff's Office, those deputies were called out to an apartment complex in the 1500 block of West Park for an unresponsive infant. EMS treated the 9-month-old, but she was later pronounced dead at the hospital. And according to the Sheriff's Office, they say that an autopsy revealed that she had been sexually assaulted and died due to asphyxiation. Now, homicide investigators say that the baby's father, Luis Luna, is accused of her murder, and he has been charged with capital murder. Again, he is set to appear before a judge this afternoon. Reporting live in downtown Houston, I'm Brittany Jeffers, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Okay, let me tell you guys like this, and I want you guys to remember that we're doing 2 stories tonight. This is the first story. First and foremost, how did the mom not know that this man doesn't even have his own bedroom? How does the mom not know that this man does not have a bed? How does the mom not know that this man does not have a place for his own daughter to sleep? How does the mom not realize and look at this man's face and know that he is a thug and he is not a good person? If he is not a good person, then he should not be around children. He just looks like a terrible person. Sometimes you could judge a book by its cover, okay? And on top of that, I know it might sound harsh of me to say this, but I'm going to say this. If this man wasn't already spending a lot of time with this kid, if you haven't spent a lot of time around this man spending time with this kid, then I'll say this to the mom. Then I think it is highly irresponsible for you to have left this baby with this thug. Hashtag when you date thugs, you date death. Babies' lives matter to me. And I just think that it's highly irresponsible for you to leave this baby with this man for 3 days, 3 whole days. And on top of that, you don't have life insurance. And I'm going to tell you guys this, and this applies to everybody who has kids that doesn't have life insurance. Get it. This baby was young enough that she should have had life insurance. Life insurance from GerberLife.com would have cost this woman only $3 a month. If you don't have $3 a month to invest in your baby to get life insurance, then I do not believe that you are a good parent. And for people to continue to keep buying this BS, and these benevolent white people continue to keep donating to your GoFundMes, talking about, well, I didn't know that my baby was going to die. It was such a tragic death. Well, I'm going to say this. Just as well as you're going to be born, guess what else is going to also happen? Oh, yeah, that's right. You will die. As well as you are born, you will die. That is part of life. So just as well as you are born, you should have life insurance because you are going to die. Therefore, if you people did not know that life is not infinite and that you are not freaking immortal, I really want to cuss, but I'm not going to cuss right now. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all didn't know, you are not immortal. Black people are not immortal. White people are not immortal. Chinese people are not immortal. Mexican people, there are no human beings that are immortal. I know that sounds funny as hell for me saying that. We are not immortal. You're going to die. Get life insurance. So if you have a kid, your kid gonna die at some point. Get life insurance. How's that hard to understand? If you can't afford it, kids are expensive. They need diapers, they need clothes, they need food, they need education, they need love, they need protection, and they need life insurance. Not a GoFundMe. People, start cutting these people off from starting these GoFundMes so they can collect all of this money that they should not be able to get because they were being irresponsible. There were too many red flags. I talk about yellow flags and red flags all the time, right? I talk about yellow flags and red flags all the time. With this particular story, there were a ton of red flags. Where he lived, how he looked, the environment that his apartment was in, and the fact that I just don't understand how you leave your kid with this man for 3 days. I'm not blaming it on the mom, but what I am saying is I'm using this as a cautionary tale to let people know that you need to be thinking this deeply about your children, because to us here at the AFC, babies' lives matter. And I think that they need to start mattering to us, okay? We at the AFC believe that, and I'm asking people to just start taking more care of your children, please. Now, that is part 1 of our story, guys. We're getting ready to go into part 2. So if y'all were looking at the thumbnail, you guys should realize that we're doing 2 parts to this particular stream, okay? Because there is another crazy parent out there, and I think this story might shock you guys. Thank you to everybody who's already sent this story to me. And I'm sorry I cannot get to everybody's stories, but I'm doing the best that I can, because it's like every time I clear out my email, I get like 50 more emails. So if you guys get a chance to send me an email, send me a story, please only send it one time. Don't send me multiple links to the same story unless it's inside the same email, because all it's going to do is just slow me down, okay? So if you guys can bear with me on that, that would be awesome. So let me go ahead and get this next video up for you guys. And let's talk about this crazy woman with that crazy smug look on her face. Thank you, Miss Nisi. Said, for you and the babies, Jay, how do I get the discount for the t-shirts? Miss Nisi, if you will email me, I think you've donated enough. I could probably just send you a t-shirt for free. So just shoot me an email. I don't mind doing that. Because you've been a channel member for a long time and you've been donating quite a bit for a while, I definitely do not mind helping you out. If you guys want to know how to donate, links are in the description box for Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. If you do it in the super chat, then YouTube takes 30% of that. If you send it directly to me in Cash App, then I get 100% of it. Let me say thank you real quick to Michelle C. Yep, thank you very much. Oh, Jesus, wow. I missed this one. Trinika H. I got your Cash App for 25. Thank you very much. I got to shout this one out because this lady has been showing a lot of love. Let me shout her out real quick. My blessed friend and best loved child advocate. Keep up the good fight. She hit me up with the Arsenio Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, guys, that is Knight Rider. So Knight Rider is listening. Put a prayer hands up in the chat. Knight Rider, we miss you. We love you. Thank you so much. And Knight Rider, I can't tell y'all how much Knight Rider sent me, but it was a good amount of money. And Knight Rider, if you're listening, from my heart to yours, I love you. And thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you. Thank you. If you ever want me to tell y'all how much she sent, then, you know, I have to wait. I have to wait and see if she wants me to tell y'all. Because I'm going to put some respect on people's donations, okay? Let's talk about this next story. Let's see here. How do I get back? My buttons don't want to work on here sometimes. Let's see. Is this one it? This story, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is part 2 of our story. And this story comes out of Jacksonville, Florida. And if you guys don't know, I've got some family out there in Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out to my sister if she's out there listening. I love you. Jacksonville is a very nice place, but unfortunately, Jacksonville has a little bit of a problem with parents and caretakers being abusive to children. They have a little bit of a problem out there in Jacksonville, Florida. Okay? And this woman that you guys saw on my screen is the topic of this particular story. Let me see if I can get her face back up on the screen for you. This crazy looking broad right here, I can't even pronounce her name. Percocet, Molly Percocet, chase a chick, never chase a mask on, mask off. I can't pronounce this woman's name. How do y'all pronounce that? Percocet, Molly Percocet? I'm going to just call her Percocet, Molly Percocet. But she is called a Florida mother, and she is accused of stabbing her own 6-year-old daughter to death. And this story is going to freak you guys out a little bit. So if you cannot handle this story, then I understand if you need to exit. For everybody else, just click the thumbs up, share the stream, because I want y'all to share the story of this precious baby, okay? Percocet Mayo, who is 36 years old, is being held with no bond. Zero bond, no bond. No bond on a single second-degree murder count stemming from an August 19th killing of the Arlington girl. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office confirms the allegations against Percocet Mayo, but did not name the defendant's daughter as the victim. Now, a GoFundMe campaign launched to help cover the girl's impending funeral costs identifies the 6-year-old girl as Atara Mayo. Atarah. Let me see if I can get this baby's face on the screen. This precious angel right here, that is Atara, who was 6 years old. Hashtag justice for Atara. Thank you guys so much. On the site, Atara is described as a bright young girl with a contagious smile and a huge heart. Percocet Mayo appeared before a judge on Saturday, but did not enter a plea to the charge against her. Percocet Mayo, who was 36 years old, was ordered to be held without bond Saturday in a first appearance hearing in Duval County Court. She was wearing an orange-colored jumpsuit Saturday, which typically means an inmate is high risk. She is due back in court on September the 21st, so mark that down. That is approximately 20 days from the date of this video. Now, according to the news, Atara, the 6-year-old girl, was stabbed multiple times with a kitchen knife. And a lot of people are going to wonder, how did we get to this point? Well, I was only able to find so many details about this story, okay? You guys can see that's the actual inmate information right there. So for the people who tell me I don't have my information right, then I encourage you guys to challenge what's in that report right there. Hashtag not my words. It's right there. This incident happened in a home that the mother does not live in. She does not live in this home. Police allege that she went to the house on August the 19th and that the attack on her child unfolded while 6 other individuals were in this house. Just with that sentence alone, there is so much wrong with this. I'm going to read that again, and I'm going to see if you guys that are listening can catch what's wrong with this story. The incident happened in a home that she does not live in. Police allege that she went to the house and attacked a child, and this unfolded while 6 other individuals were in this house. Let's tackle the first point. That means that she was visiting because she does not live there. So that means she must have contacted somebody and told them that she's coming by this house. There's more coming, so bear with me a moment. Point number 2. Why would she attack this child? You see what the shirt says? It says hashtag babies lives matter, but we also have another hashtag called, what is my other hashtag? That's so sad. I don't even remember it. Hold on. Let me get my shirt real quick. I gotta get this shirt. Sorry, that's real unprofessional. Hashtag babies for benefits. Babies for benefits. So what does that mean? I know that's unprofessional, sorry, but it's just gonna be unprofessional for a moment. That means that this mother was not able to collect the benefits from this kid anymore, and she now resented this kid because now somebody else is probably benefiting from this kid, and she was mad because she wasn't getting her benefits anymore. Her Section 8, her food stamps, her child support, whatever she was getting from this kid, now she ain't getting, and somebody else was getting them benefits, and she was mad at the kid. That's my theory. That's my theory. This is a beautiful baby girl, and she did not deserve this at all. Third point. She went to a house with not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 individuals living in this house. I'm going to give them credit and maybe say that this is a family house. Maybe there was a mother, father, maybe some children, and maybe a grandma or something like that. But it was probably multiple adults living there. That's a lot of people under one roof. And I'm hoping that they had enough bedrooms for everybody there. Because most people like to pack into a house and pack into these apartments like they're freaking sardines or something. Last point. If she was coming over to visit, that would mean that she has to know where her baby was. And that means whoever had custody of her baby, which was probably a family member, that family member, the mother was plucking on her heartstrings. They felt bad. They felt sad for this ratchet ass mom. And they said, oh, you know what? You're the mom. You should be with your baby. So why don't you come on over? We'll let you see your kid for a few hours, right? And she went over there with that, She went over there. Y'all should have seen that episode on Family Guy. Shout out to Family Guy. Love Family Guy. She went over there with that, that stank look on her face. With that look on her face, you should have known that she was on some bull crap. And I'm going to tell you guys this. If you did not know, a report by the Department of Children and Family Services, DCF, states that this 6-year-old girl, Atara, was stabbed by her mother and that the mother's paternal rights were previously terminated. The mother did not have custody. The mother did not have any type of legal rights to see or visit this kid. That means that these people who allowed her to see this kid were breaking the law. So what am I trying to say? What are you trying to say, DJ Just Jay? DJ Just Jay is trying to say that whoever allowed her to come by and visit this kid should also be charged in collusion with this murder. Yep, I said it. Do you guys disagree with that? Well, why do you disagree with that? Well, if you know that this woman is a danger to this kid, which is why she lost parental rights to this kid, and this little girl probably could have lived and thrived inside of this other household, then if you know that she was not legally allowed to see this kid, and you said, screw the law, screw the rules, and you allowed this woman to come by and see this kid anyway, and then she turned around and stabbed this kid to death, then you should be held accountable for inviting this thug lion, this thug lioness over to your house, and this thug lioness mauled your kid to death. Hello? Babies' lives matter, right? They didn't protect her. Thank you in the chat. Thank you for that. Everybody who allowed this to happen needs to be locked up. If there were multiple adults in the house and they allowed this to happen and they did not try to break this woman's neck like I would have to protect this baby. Matter of fact, let's not even go there. You already had your yellow flags and red flags. A big red flag is the fact that she don't have rights to this kid. How about the fact that you wouldn't even have to break this thing up? You wouldn't have had to try to get her off of this kid if you just didn't invite her over your house to be around the kid. How about that for a solution? People talk about I don't offer solutions. The solution is she should not have been around this kid. Is that or is that not a solution? I'm going to blow this up on the screen so you guys can take a look at this record. For anybody that wants to pull it up, this is according to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. She should have never been around this kid, and the person who said, screw the law, screw the rules, you can be around this kid, you should be in jail too. Matter of fact, we have an election season coming up. These are the type of things that I'm going to be asking our lawmakers to start putting into place to make harsher penalties for people who get children killed. You heard me? People who get children killed should face harsher penalties under the law. Duval County court records show that Percocet Mayo, the mother, had some evictions on her record, criminal traffic violations, and a conviction for resisting police. The person who organized that GoFundMe, her name is Paige Savitz. Let me get that GoFundMe up. It's going to lag for a moment, but y'all bear with me. I got to get this GoFundMe up here so y'all can see it. Let me show you guys this damn GoFundMe because, of course, these irresponsible people don't have life insurance. Look at this. $10,000. This person, who is not a family member, from what I understand, said, I was blessed to have known Atara. She was a bright young girl with a contagious smile and a huge heart. Atara lost her life tragically on August 19th of 2020. I am raising money to help her family with funeral expenses and a memorial to Atara. You know what? I'm going to say this. Like I just said. Instead of creating GoFundMes, number one, they should have had life insurance. Whoever was the custodial parent should have had life insurance on this kid. And number two, instead of launching GoFundMes, they should be launching prosecution charges. They should be launching petitions. What is that petition that, I forget the name of it. What's that petition called? That petition site? I forget the name of it. But you can actually petition to get people arrested. Instead of launching a GoFundMe, they should have launched a petition to get these people who allowed this woman to be around that kid, should have gotten her arrested. Because now they're going to collect $10,000+ for getting this little girl killed. That's what we call babies for benefits. That's the AFC hashtag. Let me go ahead and give you guys the fair usage and show you guys a couple of news videos. I'm sorry if the audio was off. I'll try to fix it. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Thank you. Change.org. Sorry about that. Change.org is the petition site. Here we go.
Update to the 6-year-old Jacksonville girl who was stabbed to Update to the 6-year-old Jacksonville girl who was stabbed to death last week. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says the child's mother has been arrested and charged with murder. On August 19th, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says Percana Mayo, the child's biological mother, was responsible, but she did not have custody at the time of the attack. So this is the biological mother who you see here, who stabbed her daughter to death. Investigators say she was visiting with the child when this stabbing happened. As of tonight, she has been charged with second-degree murder.
All right, now I'm gonna let you guys listen to this press conference. It's kind of short, and then I'll try to adjust the volume so you guys can hear it, okay? Here's the press conference.
Today at approximately noon, Jacksonville Fire Rescue and JSO responded to the 1800 block of New Haven Road in reference to a stabbing. When they arrived, they located an adult black female and a juvenile black female, a child, both suffering from multiple stab wounds. JFRD transported both of them to a local hospital where sadly the child died from her injuries. The adult is currently in critical but stable condition at last check. At this point, we believe that the adult stabbed the child and then stabbed herself. We believe that there is a relationship there, but I can't comment on that because I don't have all of the details. The incident occurred in the home. We believe there is a familiarity between them, but again, it's still too early to give all of the details. At this point, we have all parties in custody. We are currently interviewing witnesses, and we don't believe that there is a threat to the public. And if there's any questions, I can take a few now. What kind of knife was it? I don't know. It was appeared to be a kitchen knife. That's the best that I can describe it as.
Any evidence that JSO has been there before for any domestic issues?
Not that I've been made aware of. That is all something that will come out in the investigation.
Aside from the woman and the child, was there anyone else inside the house?
There was another juvenile and at least 3 other people that I know of that were in the home. They are all being interviewed.
So 1 juvenile and multiple adults is what it sounds like.
Between us and our partners with the Child Protective Team are going to conduct interviews to gather as much information about as we can and to try to identify any relationship of the people that are inside that home.
So that's 4 others along with the 2 victims, or 6?
To my knowledge, yes, 6 total,
Okay.
correct.
How old was the child exactly?
Because of Marcy's Law and things like that, the only thing that I can really release is she's a child under 8. She's under 8 years old, yes.
The other juvenile was in the home also under 8?
That juvenile is under 10.
So the woman stabbed the child in herself?
That's what we believe happened at this point, yes.
Have you been able to talk with her yet?
We have not. She is in critical but stable condition. She is unable to talk with us at this point.
And you said that there was an indication of a relationship between the 2?
We believe so. It occurred in the residence, and we don't think that burglary was associated to it, so we do believe that there is a familiar relationship there. Again, something that we're going to look into as we interview all of the parties.
How did this call come in? Was it from someone in the house?
It was from another person in that residence, yes.
Has anyone in the house indicated mental illness to be anything?
Not at this point, and again, it's something that we are still going to look into as we interview people and gather any history that we can about anybody that's involved. All right. Thank you very much for coming out, folks.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for adjusting the time to get to.
All right. Let me see. Let me go ahead and close this thing out. I'm thankful that at least we were able to get those videos working. I should have the audio adjusted the next time around. But give you guys my closing thoughts. Again, instead of them raising GoFundMes, like somebody in the chat, I don't want to take credit for stealing somebody's hashtag, but they posted it in my chat. Instead of them raising funds for GoFundMe, they should have been raising hell about getting those people charged for what they did to allow this crazy allowing this crazy woman to come in who don't have any rights to this kid and murdered this kid in cold blood. And while we're talking about cold blood, how do you only get charged with 2nd-degree murder? You shouldn't have been there. You clearly hate this kid, and this is premeditated. You wanted to murder this kid. How only 2nd-degree murder? I know they have to get the charges that they feel like they can convict, but how is there not enough evidence to convict that crazy-ass broad, Percocet Mayo, for 1st-degree murder? I don't understand that. And let alone that, the people who put this baby in harm's way, the caretakers of this baby, at that time, I believe the person who is the primary caretaker, even if it's 2 people, they both need to be arrested and charged with some type of misdemeanor, but something should be on their record. Whether it be a felony, there should be something. But they should not just go scot-free, and then you're going to turn around and give them money to... And I want y'all to think about this. They didn't love this little girl. They did not love this little girl, clearly, because they put her in harm's way. And look at what happened. The mom, who they didn't give a crap about either, killed the kid, and you're going to turn around and give them $10,000 for a funeral that's probably already going to be paid for by the state. And you're going to turn around and put $10,000 in their pocket. So you paid them, and they got paid benefits for a kid that they did not love. How does that work? Texas, we got to do better. Florida, we got to do better. Who was that? Cuyahoga County in Ohio, we got to do better. We have to start being more strict and more harsh on people who hurt our children. And if we believe that babies' lives matter, then what we got to do is we got to start putting our foot on the necks of people who hurt children. And what I want to say, lastly, to end this thing off, is to that beautiful, precious baby who cannot speak for herself, nor could she defend herself. This precious angel right here, to her Tara Mayo, sweetheart, young princess, R.I.P. We're so sorry that this happened to you. Guys, please put some respect on her name. Click that thumbs up on the way out. Share her story and let everybody know what you guys think about this. I will post this as a separate video so you guys will be able to watch it in a condensed format at a later point. This is your boy DJ Just Jay. We're the AFC, where we believe that babies' lives matter, and we want to cut these people off who believe that they can collect benefits from these babies. Hashtag babies for benefits, okay? From my heart to yours, I love you guys. Thank you guys for listening with an open mind, an open heart. Hit that thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe, because we're going to continue to keep going hard for our babies, okay? Give them a voice. Give these babies a voice. We'll see you guys on the next stream. Peace.
Hello listeners, come mask up with Keyline Designs, where you reap what we sow. We offer essential handcrafted face masks made with 100% cotton, equipped with a built-in filter and a slot for refillable filters. Our masks have many uses, like riding motorcycles, ATVs, while out in public places, outside exercising, lawn and gardening, and helps prevent the spread of germs. We offer bling, sports logos, monograms, many assorted fabrics and colors. We make child-size masks starting at the age of 2. Come join us today for the launch of our new website at keylinedesigns.com. Please be sure to like and follow our page on Facebook. Our links can be found in the description box of this video. Thank you.
Nora's Authentic Designer has some of the most glamorous and stylish handbags your girl has ever seen. So ladies, if you want to get fly, and fellas, if you want to take care of your lady, please be sure to go to www.noras915.com. www.noras915.com. That's right, www.noras915.com.